What's going on, fam? I'm feeling a little blacker than normal today, I guess. Well, it is Saturday, late afternoon, actually early evening, I guess now. And I know I promised you a video yesterday telling you what I ended up doing to deal with the situation with the one instructor. But, unfortunately, it was a stressful drive home through the Indy traffic and all the people on vacation and whatnot. And yes, I know I got to get used to that because I'll be on a truck, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. So by the time I got home, I was really tired and I didn't want to do anything but relax. Which I did for about an hour, and then I went to bed. Well, about an hour and a half. And then I went to bed. I was in bed by 9. Anyway, this is what I did. After I cussed him out on the range in front of everybody, hope you can still hear me. The neighbor is mowing her lawn. I waited till it was time for the end of the day. I almost got up right then and there and went and saw the head of the school. I was that mad. But I decided not to. I didn't want to make any more issues or whatever, so I sat there till it was time to go. And I went straight to his office. And in his office was him and his, I don't know what they are, but they're basically, sounds like they're on the same level. Like he's head of one half of it and the other guy's head of the other half. So I told them both what happened, told them, that I cussed him out because I was super mad, and didn't justify it, just told them what happened. And they asked me, what do you want us to do? I said, well, tell me what you can do. They said, well, we can have a talk with both of them and see what we can do to get this straightened out. And I said, alright. I said, if it stops here today, or I said, I'm done with it. I'm not going to have anything else to do with it. I said, if it continues, then we got a new problem. And a more serious problem. And they said, we understand. So far, obviously yesterday was the only day that I had to deal with the situation after that. Everything's been cool. So, hijinks or not, he's the leader, he's the instructor, he is in leadership, and he shouldn't be acting that way. That's just how it is. I mean, that's not how leaders lead. That's how the students would act, or should act. And not should act, but would act. We'll say it that way. So, I wouldn't expect that kind of behavior from an instructor. But it is what it is. It's all done and over with. As long as things go smoothly, I'm cool. I'm over it. I'm beyond it. I just wanted to tell you guys what actually ended up being the final outcome of it all. So far, this is the final outcome. Gotta love that water. So, step beyond that note. Let you guys know that the guy that is the co-head of the program, he took me out driving Friday, put me in a whole bunch of crazy left turn scenarios, and said I did absolutely excellent on every one of them. And he said that my road skills are fine, other than I'm still pulling up over the white line. Not if you were outside the truck looking at the ground in front of the truck, that bumper would be right on the line. It would be right at the edge of the line. Because when I went through driver's ed 20 whatever years ago, that's what they taught us to do. Your front bumper stops on the line. That's what I do. I've pretty much, I'm not perfect and I'm not claiming to be perfect, but when I stop, 99% of the time, that's what I do. I stop with my bumper right at the line. Well, you're supposed to stop in the truck for the test before the line, so you can still see the entire line out in front of you. I've been told that they'll allow it to pass if you can see the majority of the line. Okay, fine, whatever. But he said that basically if that had been my test, the only points I would have gotten off would have been for not being able to continue to see the white line after I stopped. So he wants to see me on the range. He's getting conflicting feedback from the instructors, but the lane 3 truck was still broken down. It was broken down all the way through to Friday, and that truck is an absolute nightmare to operate when you're talking no clutch to speak of, just enough grab to get it barely moving, and you're trying to time things in your mind and think your way through it and this and that, and even getting out and looking, if you get to a point where you need to cut it one way or the other, you can't, because as soon as you cut it, that puts too much stress on the barely operating transmission because of the clutch slipping so bad, and you can't make your maneuver. So, I'd get it like 99% into the parallel box. I'd get the offset every time, without fail. Occasionally touch a cone, but otherwise get that offset just fine. The parallel would kill me because, once again, I want to cut it hard left and then cut it hard right and then hard left to bring that front of the truck in, and I can't, because as soon as I cut it hard, you can't go anywhere. So he wants to see me on the range, told me to get my pre-trip down 100% this weekend, which I feel 99% there on that. I feel like I have that pretty much stuck in my brain. I'm sure I'll forget something during it, and I hope I don't. But as long as I can nail that pre-trip and then show him that I can do, because the one instructor that took me out the other day and had me do the 90-degree back, and I was anticipating his moves before he even told me what to do. I put it in the hole. He's like, "Oh, you got this," and I put it the rest of the way into the hole. He said, "You've done this before, haven't you?" I said, "Yeah, I used to switch trailers at RPS years ago." They said, "Oh." He said, "Well, no wonder, because I just slapped it in there. I was about 1 foot too far to the right. There was no line over there, so I could center up in my mirrors on the lines. That line was missing. There was just a line on my left side. And once I got out and saw it, and then I told him as we were talking, I said, well, if this was like me parking for the night, I said I would definitely have pulled up and eked it over another foot or so to that other line so that I would be, in my box so that somebody could get on either side of me." He said, "That's exactly what you would need to do, so good job," whatever. He was just praising me up and down. And then all day Friday, every time him and I crossed paths, he's like, "Did you tell him that you can drive yet? Did you tell him to go send you to test yet?" And I'm like, "No." I said, "I'm just waiting my turn, just like everybody else." And he is laughing. And the last time I saw him Friday was just about the time I was leaving to go home. And we crossed paths. He said, "Did you get it? Did you get it?" And I looked at him kind of funny. I was like, "Get what?" And he said, "Your CDL." And I said, "I didn't go test today." Oh, well, I'm going to have to go have a talk with somebody. So I don't know what that meant, but whatever. So anyway, getting excited because we're getting down to the wire here. And, I've got multiple instructors saying you're pretty much there. I can nail the pre-trip or the in-cab inspection 100%. I can nail the 4-point brake check 100%. I haven't actually done an official pre-trip inspection test to see if I can get that, but I've got like the checklist in my brain if I can remember every component I need to address. There was a young lady in the class that was ahead of mine, and she tested out this week, got her CDL, but she makes the CDL, the pre-trip inspection, sound like a beautiful musical or something. I mean, it's just so eloquent the way she says it. And I had her take me through how she does it and listen to everything she said. I actually recorded the whole thing on my phone. I just recorded the audio, but I recorded her saying everything so that I could study everything that she said, because just like you guys see in these videos, I get real wordy sometimes, and I'll start, getting ridiculously in-depth in describing things, and I know I shouldn't, because it can come back and bite me in the backside. So I've got to get the wording down a little better. I don't think she missed anything on her pre-trip when she actually tested. And when she was explaining it to me, she only missed 2 things, one of which she caught and addressed it before I could say anything. The other thing that she messed up on, if you want to call it that, is she said that you had to have no less than 3/4 of an inch of brake lining, and it's 1/4 of an inch. Okay, but that would have been marked off if she had done that at her actual test. But I know she had to be nervous. She had like 15 guys standing around her trying to hear her do it. Well, I'm the one that asked her to do it for me so I could record her, and she's like, oh yeah, sure. Well, then 15 other guys come over there, and we're all standing around. Everybody's trying to shove each other out of the way to record her saying it. Whew. Thirsty. Probably because I had Cold Stone for a little snack or whatever with Bonnie a little bit ago. It was tasty. Gotta love that peanut butter cup perfection. Anyway, so hopefully I'll be going to test here. I'm hoping that I'll get sent on Tuesday, because sometimes they send people on Tuesdays. So I'm hoping I can check out on the range and the pre-trip on Monday, and then I get sent on Tuesday so that I can go into orientation on Wednesday. But, if they can't send people to test on Tuesday, or, I need that extra day of practice, then that means I won't be able to start orientation until the following Monday, which isn't a horrible thing, but, whatever. It is what it is. I'm not worried about it. One guy that already checked out, or already tested out, when the heck did he go? Monday or Tuesday? I can't remember which. And he's already through orientation and waiting on his trainer. So, I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome that he's made it that far that fast. But he's got skill. I mean, he's really good at it. So, a couple other people in my class are right there. We're at the same level as me, ready to show that we can do the range, show that we can do the pre-trip, and go test. So hopefully a group of us can go test on Tuesday. There's already a group on Monday, and because I haven't been allowed, if you will, I haven't been allowed to show that I can actually do my range maneuvers, because once again, like I said, truck 3 range, lane 3, truck was junk, so you just couldn't do it with that one. And lane 4 had all the people that were showing more, had at some point had shown more skill than I had. But I kept getting missed opportunities to go out and drive the truck on the range, because there was so many of us out there. And I would, I'd be waiting my turn, and then I'd have to go out on the road in the afternoon. Or I'd have to go over here and do this, or go over there and do that. There's always something getting in the way of me getting much range time. But that's alright. I'll show them Monday. I know if I was in a good working truck, I could throw that thing in there without any problem. I mean, that first day, that first day I did the offset and the parallel, I threw it in there, one pull-up, done. And the guy that was the instructor on the range that day said, you need to go to lane 3. I said, okay. But that was shot down. He was told no. he's not allowed to make that decision. So, whatever. But then by the time I got to then last Monday, I went out and did lane 2 again, and they're like, you're going to lane 3. I'm like, okay, well, get over to lane 3. Oh, guess what, guys? The truck's broke. Thanks. So, that's where it's at. That's what's going on. Like I said, I'm done with the whole situation with the the 2 instructors, unless something new develops. I'm done and over it. I'm moving on. I'm only here long enough to get my CDL, and then I don't have to deal with them, and they don't have to deal with me. So if we can all get along until that moment, we're good. So, sorry that I didn't get this video up yesterday like I wanted to, but, just things get in the way sometimes. So, we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. I am on for the worship team in the morning. If you get a chance to watch it, you want to. LifeBridgeChurch.com. You check me out, watch me play the piano. We're not doing any real piano heavy technical songs, so it's not like it's going to be some big wow fest, but still, it's fun. I love doing it. There's a part of me that's going to miss being able to do it once I go out on the road, but when I can get to a regional or a local job, then I can go back to doing it. So, anyway, that's where we're at. We'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening when I get back to the hotel. 7 3s. Peace.